Oh my god, guys. You have to be reading Sakamoto Days. There's a lot of great stuff going on in Shonen Jump. You want action, you got Jujutsu Kaisen. You want a nice, easy read, you got Spy X Family. You want to lose 5 years of your life, you got One Piece. You want a story about a sad teenage badminton boy falling in love with a popular basketball girl, you got Blue Box, which, real talk side note, you should read. It's actually really good. But we ain't talking about all that. We're talking Sakamoto Days, baby. See this fat guy? What if I told you he's the best shonen protagonist of the past decade? You see, Sakamoto here is an ex-assassin who left the life of killing to become a family guy. Now he runs a convenience store with his wife and daughter as current assassins try to claim the bounty that's been set on him ever since he left the assassin world. Along the way, Sakamoto befriends and employs a few equally fun and quirky characters. See, Sakamoto's laid back, easygoing persona juxtaposed with his silent, badass reputation makes him the perfect main character for a manga that's about 50% action and 50% comedy. In the first couple chapters, we meet up with Shin, who plays the role of the more traditional manga character of a nice young boy who tries really hard. His dynamic with Sakamoto drives the plot a lot of the time. Shin is inexperienced and is constantly looking to improve, while Sakamoto is just kind of past his prime and just wants to run his 7-Eleven and chill. Later, we meet Lu Xiaotang, an orphan girl who's a Chinese martial arts prodigy, but only when she's drunk. Fuck, I hate Japan. Isiki Mashimo is a big, well-meaning idiot sniper, but he also has a bird. He has a little pet bird, and that's cool. I really love the dynamic between these four, with Lu and Hiseki being idiots while Sakamoto zones off with Shin stuck in the middle as kind of the straight man. See, the manga starts off very episodic, establishing the characters and their dynamic through a very light-hearted, almost slice of life style, like a JoJo Part 4. There's a mini arc set during a family vacation to an amusement park, or an entire chapter about a high-speed chase by Sakamoto's daughter, a Christmas present. But when the story gets going, it gets going. We get introduced to the secret world of assassins and how the world generally works. Initially, it feels like a jarring shift in tone, but once you get used to it, the plot gets really interesting. There's the Secret Order, the world's strongest assassins who Sakamoto simply can't compete with. Luckily, the Order are kind of a neutral in all this, but they get dragged into the main conflict when the badass deer guy seeks to destroy the entire assassin world. This part of the manga is where the art, character design, and writing goes from sicko mode to goddamn bongo mode. Like Shin and Lu look and sometimes act straight out of a how to draw anime book. Then you have Kanaguri. This motherfucker is my favorite JoJo villain. A psycho movie director who films the deadly conflicts of the story for a sick Netflix documentary series. Also, Usagi has this badass gothic look that meshes well with her comedic scenes, and Takamura Mura has so much extra shading and detail to really establish how much you don't fuck with him. And also, he's an old badass with a sword, and any anime that has an old badass with a sword is automatically a 10 out of 10. Then there's Nagumo's simple design, which matches his laid-back personality. His existence also offers us backstory for Sakamoto and some really effective flashback scenes. Unlike most manga, Sakamoto Days is able to release chapters entirely focused on flashbacks and actually keeps them as engaging as the main plot. And a lot of this has to do with just how beautifully the action is drawn. Like, this shit is reaching peak Akira Toriyama levels of cool. Yuto Suzuki draws every punch with an effortless amount of speed and force. But it's not just the basic martial arts that makes the fight scenes great. It's also the use of the environment and creativity on display. I knew this was going to be one of my favorite manga in Jump when Sakamoto blocks a man's bullet by spitting out his gum in the first chapter. Like, bro uses a bus stop sign in a fight. I don't want to get into major plot spoilers, but I will. I will like to highlight how amazing this manga can be, so I'll go over one fight from chapters 10 to 12, and that's Sakamoto versus the assassin known as Hardboiled. This happens during the amusement park section, and after some fun comedic action of Sakamoto taking out assassins dressed as zombies without his family noticing, Hardboiled gets the jump on Sakamoto, separating him from the group. We soon learn that Hardboiled is someone from Sakamoto's past, however, he doesn't remember him. Sakamoto tells Hardboiled to get ready to experience hell before the killer promises to make Sakamoto remember him. This fight is the most Sakamoto has been damaged in the series to this point. Hardboiled taunts Sakamoto while beating him down, talking about how strong he was before he became a fat old man. Suddenly, Sakamoto remembers Hardboiled and goes into his skinny mode. This is like the Super Saiyan transformation. The tide begins to change, but Hardboiled reminds Sakamoto his family is endangered. But Sakamoto trusts his newly found friends in Lu and Shin to keep them safe. Sakamoto wins the battle because he's moved past being the killing machine Hardboiled is. It shows a good development of who he is, from a person we don't really see too much in the manga to the persona that we know. It's kind of like Sakamoto's looking into a mirror of his past. The battle ends with the two men in a Ferris wheel, with Hardboiled acknowledging Sakamoto as the epitome of Hardboiled. This fight is only the beginning of what Sakamoto Days has to offer. I really think it's only behind One Piece and Jujutsu Kaisen in terms of quality Shonen Jump's current lineup. When Spy X Family became super popular with the first season of the anime, I gotta feel super cool for reading the manga before it got popular. And you, dear viewers, can and should do the same with Sakamoto Days. The plot is engaging, the characters are likable, and the art is beautiful, so just go read it, you cowards.